All right, let's get more on this for some reaction, as always, joined by Lavan Gopaul, Director at Africa Merchant. Sir, always a pleasure having you here with us. Thank you for giving us your time.
Hi. Many of the economists had already expected us to go flat on interest rates. What we have seen is quite a large drop in terms of our GDP. This is, of course, an international problem, as most of the world was pretty much on hold during COVID. The impact of being on hold is, of course, no productivity. And without any productivity, the sort of likelihood of inflation during this period was slim, compounded by the fact that we've now seen the oil price hover around much lower levels, oil being a large contributor to inflation in this country and, of course, globally. With lower energy prices and, at least for now, inflation in check because of most goods and services having not traded too much during 2020 and prices are contained, it means that inflation is likely to be lower. And, of course, this spells out a reason to keep interest rates as they are. Whilst many analysts had expected us to go flat on interest rates, at least two of the economists polled had expected a dip in interest rates. And of course, as you've just learned, the Board of Governors of the Reserve Bank, two of them had also favored a dip in interest rates. Whilst this might have been pleasing for the economy in general, it would seem that we have got quite a low interest rate at this point. Everything points to this helping the economy to grow. What is important to also bear in mind is that the Reserve Bank will look at increasing interest rates in at least 12 to 18 months' time. And if conditions change and become slightly more negative, you may see them look at increasing the interest rate at a much earlier point.
Is that your next expectation? In fact, that was the question I was going to, in terms of what your expectations are next. Can we indeed then expect an increase relatively soon?
So interest rates, of course, will move as a consequence of moving parts within the economy. And for now, there is a strong case to go flat on interest rates. There possibly exist conditions to go lower on interest rates. The fact that interest rates may increase in the future may stem from a possibility that inflation can creep into the system. And the governor of the Reserve Bank has indicated that he will look at that possibly in the fourth quarter of 2021. So we've got at least a clear run of low interest rates in the country for the next 9 to 12 months. And other analysts have measured it at least 18 months out, where we may see an interest rate increase. For the best part, we're now experiencing the lowest interest rates that we've seen in 50 years. Many business people have never experienced this. And of course, it's a wonderful time for asset purchases and for borrowing.
All right, Lavan Gopaul, Director at Africa Merchant, thank you as always for giving us your time. Thank you, sir.